Take a trip on Route 66 and head east towards St. Louis, and you'll find a small community nestled between St. Robert and Rolla. It's called Devil's Elbow. One of the creepiest names along the highway, many road trippers wonder, what's up with the weird name?
Well, it's just a very sharp bend in the river, and it caused a lot of accidents on the river. There was timber being brought down, quite a bit of barges, that kind of thing, and there was accidents because of the sharp turn.
Along with the spooky name, there's plenty of legends that add to the area's reputation.
So many people were killed, they've now said there's actually heads bobbing in the water, you can see
It's one of the urban legends, yep.
The urban legends.
Mayfield Cemetery, which people say is haunted. And it's got a lot of people that died during the 1800s. A lot of people died, from diseases and stuff like that.
But about 2 miles before you get to Mayfield Cemetery,
There's this big well-shaped grave, lots of stones around it, and that's where Eliza is supposed to be buried.
that's Eliza Jane Laycook Thomas, a woman from the area who records say died in 1897. But why does this grave stand out from the rest?
People get to thinking she was a witch because she was not buried in the graveyard. Way back then, if you were a bad person, an evil person or something, you were not allowed to be buried on, holy ground, sanctified ground. So therefore, she had to have been a bad person, and she's buried separately.
With a story like that, in a place with a name like Devil's Elbow, it's sure to be true, right? Not so much.
People back then just assumed she was a witch. I mean, why do people just assume somebody's a witch? Why do people assume things about people now? And then just as it kept going on, the rumors it's a sensational story. People like creepy stuff.
Despite the century-long legend living on, there's likely a very rational explanation as to why Mrs. Thomas was buried where she was.
Some of the rumors are that she's buried where she died. So she evidently fell down and died right there. Right now, there's no house or anything standing. There's no church or anything standing where the graveyard is. But I've heard that some people have found like stones back from the grave that could have been a house. And back then, generally, if you died, you might have been buried in the yard.
While the truth is lost to history, the legend continues to live on through people who visit her grave and leave gifts or sometimes even vandalize it. But at the end of the day, when driving the Mother Road, it's important to remember one thing about Devil's Elbow.
They named it Devil's Elbow because it's a tricky spot on the river, I think. It's a provocative name because it was a bad spot. A lot of things get bad names for that sort of thing, and that's what caused that.